order. Welcome to AQ News. I'm Ellie.
And I'm Quinn.
In today's stories, a new crime wave is sweeping the country in the form of woolen graffiti. Scientists have invented an invisibility cloak. We help them find it, and the latest in the weather around the country. But first, a story that will turn your world upside down. If you think the world is getting more and more topsy-turvy, it turns out you're right. Builders in Germany have built an upside-down house which rests on its roof. Inside, there are beds screwed into the ceiling, upside-down wardrobes, an upside-down kitchen, and even an upturned bathroom, though it's not known if anyone has tried to have a bath in it or go to the toilet. The house was built as a comment about the state of the world and has become a popular tourist attraction, although many visitors complain of feeling sick and dizzy after just a few minutes inside. We cross now to our reporter Imogen, who is with the owner of the house. How are you feeling, Imogen?
Thanks, Ellie. I'm here with the owner of the house, Nellie, and I'm feeling a little bit dizzy. So, Nellie, what made you decide to build this upside-down house?
Well, as a child, I've always wanted to make my world even more topsy-turvy, so I decided to do it now.
What are some of the challenges of living in an upside-down house?
Wow, there's a load of things. There is even cooking a dinner, going to the toilet, or even just sitting down on the couch.
If you could go back in time, would you make the house again?
Yes, I would, because I've had so much fun building this house with all my colleagues, and I would love to build it again.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Imogen for A Crew News. Back to you, Ellie and Quinn in the studio.
Now it's over to Bill with the stock market report. What's up, Bill? And what's going down?
Oil from fish and chip shops and fast food outlets to sell on the black market. Also going up are shares in a new bacon-flavoured toothpaste created by an American company, tired of that refreshing minty taste. Now your breath can be pork fresh, while your teeth get a dentist approved once over. That same company also makes bacon-flavoured dental floss, soap, bacon bandages, and even bacon air freshener. Sounds disgusting if you ask me. But there you go, invest in oil and pork. That seems to be the advice of most brokers today too. This is making me a bit hungry. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Bill. Even watching that makes me feel like vomiting. And now for a story that is truly out of sight. Look out, Harry Potter. The world of magic is catching up to the world of science. Scientists have made a 3D invisibility cloak which can hide objects by bending light waves. It has been found that light can be controlled using tiny crystals that make objects disappear. So far, scientists have made small objects such as coins disappear, but hope that it won't be long before they are hiding cars, planes, and even people. However, since inventing the invisibility cloak, the scientists have been having trouble finding it. As soon as we put it down somewhere, it just disappears, the inventor of the cloak said. It appears they are having trouble finding other things too, like their lunch, which they think may be underneath the cloak. What will this invention actually be used for? Hoping to see through the reasons behind the invisibility cloak, here is our on-the-spot reporter, Finn, with more on this story.
Hi, I'm Finn, and with me is Campbell, the scientist behind the invisibility cloak. So, Campbell, why did you want to invent an invisibility cloak?
Well, I've always been a keen reader of Harry Potter, and I thought that inventing an invisibility cloak would be a unique and interesting thing to do.
What a great reason. Can you show me how it works?
Yeah, sure.
Wow, it's only a floating head. So cool. So, what do you hope to do with it in the future?
I don't know, I just thought that it would be a good thing to use for it and maybe put it in a museum or something.
That would look really cool. Well, that's me. And back to you, Ellie and Quinn in the studio.
And now, how's this for an interesting yarn? A new wave of graffiti crime is covering the country thanks to an underground gang known as the Midnight Knitters. These wool-waving criminals are covering tree branches and lampposts with small jerseys and scarves under the cover of darkness. Police say this is illegal because they are being done on public property without permission and warn that if the Midnight Knitters aren't caught soon, every tree, lamppost and traffic light in the country will soon be warmly dressed against the cold. A police spokesman said the problem is spinning out of control. They're a close-knit group of dyed-in-the-wool criminals. We are stitching together a case, but it's not seamless. There is no real pattern to the crimes. So far, the criminal knitters have escaped arrest and continue to pull the wool over the eyes of both the public and the police. We go now to a secret location with Avery, who has an exclusive interview with one of the Midnight Knitters gang.
Thanks, Ali. I'm Emily, and joining me on this top secret location is one of the members of the Midnight Knitters gang, Yo-Yo Sheep, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So, what led you into the dark underworld of knitted graffiti?
Well, my grandma used to send me, jerseys and knitted stuff. And I used to hang it up on my walls in my room. And I thought, what if everyone could see it? And so I went to college, fashion college. Now look at what I'm wearing now. It's so beautiful.
Do you see yourself as a criminal? Why or why not?
I don't see myself as a criminal. What's wrong with knitting stuff? This is fun.
Besides all the things that you graffiti with your woolens, what else do you like to graffiti?
Well, let's just say, if you see my house, you'll know it's my house.
Do you have any fans?
Well, I think I have my grandma. She really likes the stuff I do. And all those people who are stealing the jumpers, well, I don't mind that. They can have them. That's why I made them.
Thanks, Sheep. Back to you, Ellie and Quinn.
Well, at least they'll be warm if they get caught and go to jail. Now let's have a look at the weather up and down the country with Petra and Hannah. What's in store?
Quinn and Ellie, let's have a look at tomorrow's weather. Starting in the far north in Kaitaia, look out for some pretty flash flooding and raindrops as big as your head. If you're going outside, wear a hat. In Auckland, there'll be a mix of fair conditions and unfair conditions, but those are the conditions. You'll just have to accept them.
There will be no weather at all in the Bay of Plenty. It's taking a short holiday, but it's expected to be back in the weekend. In Napier and Hastings, the weather will be sometimes be changeable and sometimes not. We will have no idea what will happen there.
In Taranaki, a mild depression brings with it a very dull day, and it'll be overcast and gloomy all morning, but things should cheer up by the evening. So don't worry, everything will be fine. Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind at all, and all the conditions will be so pleasant, they'll actually be extreme.
In the top of the South Island, Kaikoura can always expect a good day, sunny and calm in some lovely surroundings, except for tomorrow, when the weather will be the worst you've ever seen. A
real mix for Christchurch, which will have some unreasonable rainfall, some sensible wind, moderate thunderstorms and some very angry snow. And in the lower south, Dunedin will be frosty cold, unfriendly until late morning when the sun will pop over for a visit. Everyone likes the sun. That's all from me. Remember, if it's raining outside, that's the weather for you. Now it's back to the news desk with Ellie and Quinn.
Thanks, Petra and Hannah. Now, just before we go, it's time for 2 minutes with Lockie, who today is talking to a man who has just become an unusual world champion.
Me, Lockie. Joining me today is Ollie. Ollie has recently won the National Lion competition. So, hello Ollie. What lie did you say to win the competition?
That I am a wolf.
Whoa. Do you lie all the time or just when you're in competitions?
Well, that's for me to know and for you to find out.
Are you lying to me right now? How can anyone trust you?
You decide.
So, what's the biggest lie you've ever said?
Well, I've told many, but it's too hard to choose a winner.
Okay, thank you, Ollie. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that's all we have time for. We hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Until then,
I'm Ellie.
and I'm Quinn.
And this is A Korean News. Goodbye.